Hey, how's it going, dudes? Yo, what's up? Welcome to another video upload from Aspie with Attitude. You're right now watching an autistic YouTube content creator channel. Just to introduce myself, my name is David. I'm from Melbourne, Australia. Have autism, Asperger's syndromes. That's why I call myself an Aspie. If you like what I'm doing here, please why not subscribe to Aspie with Attitude? That's all I ever ask for in terms of support. And also, please don't forget to ring this notification bell if you want to keep up to date with Aspie with Attitude. And also, please don't forget to like and share this video content around. That way, you show more support for this channel, Aspie with Attitude. Well, dudes, this is going to just be a quick recap of what I've been doing for quite some time. So I'm going to take it from episode 269, which was Autism Evolution Theory number 3. Something I've premiered back on the 7th of January 2023. Since it's been a very long time since making these videos, as you're watching episode 424. To give you a recap there, what's going on in this video content was, this is what I talked about, what would have been like being autistic in the dark ages and through the medieval times. Well, just to give you a bit of a recap though, it's most likely you probably would have had to have masked your autism. Our reason for this is, since that there was persecution for those who are heretics. A heretic is for those who don't conform to the Christian norms. A lot of people who didn't do that, which were called heretics, were either tortured or executed. So you really had to mask your autism. And there's cases that people will take you for a fool and take you as a dimwit, like a village dimwit, and maybe a lot of people on the autism spectrum became court jesters, and other autistic individuals maybe would have joined the holy service, like became monks, became priests, considering that in the medieval times. It might have been possible there would have been a few Catholic popes who are on the autism spectrum. That's talking about medieval times. And now, in the description down below, I'm going to leave a link to the full playlist of the Autism Evolution Theory videos that I've done. So the first one was about the Stone Age, the second one was about the ancient times, and I finished talking about the third one, which was about the medieval times. Now I want to talk about the Renaissance period. It's going to go from 1400 up to somewhere maybe 1550 or 1580. That's how far I want to go into. To explain the Renaissance period, it's something that started in 1400, which happened in Italy. The idea of a Renaissance was, it was just a rebirth to reignite new ideas, particularly that the Romans were such an advanced civilization, and a lot of people just forgot how to live like the Romans due to the infrastructure like the aqueducts, the sewer systems, and make it more superior than medieval Italy. So once the old Roman ruins were overlooked, that all led to the Renaissance. So in that Renaissance period in Italy, it would have meant that understanding autism would have started to shed a bit of light. But autism was still unknown. And if you hadn't been autistic back in the Renaissance, the most positive image I can tell you that is that the old dogma had to make new way and to innovate ideas like Leonardo da Vinci did, and you could be eccentric, not sociable and not conforming, and still be wealthy if you had a nice craft and a real cool idea. Also, you could make a marvellous living in solitude. You're talking about crafting your yards or using your mind to make simple calculations that would normally take a person from medieval times, say from the 13th to the 14th century, over a decade to figure out. So like everyone was actually really learning. The most common thing about the Renaissance period were the sculptures. I'll draw in closer. you can just see how it just happened to have a sculpture of Artemis. A lot of these statues did pop up. And now, back to where I am before. So like, I'm only going to talk about one person who would have most likely been autistic, which happened to be Michelangelo. Michelangelo was responsible for a lot of the arts that have happened in the Renaissance period, like painting the ceiling in most of the cathedrals across Italy, and plus sculpturing the statue of David. It was the historical records about Michelangelo mentions that he was shy and an introspective child and a solitary adult. So like Michelangelo's communication skills were very poor, and people have found him very difficult to approach him, so he was a very unapproachable person. And it was recorded that he likely struggled with depression, since that not much known was for depression. So as an antidepressant, he became obsessed with his works in painting and making sculptures. It's also been recorded that Michelangelo, often being forgetful to eat and sleep, since that he had his hyper-focus in his artworks, like doing all these wonderful paintings and making this wonderful sculpture. So this is just talking about one notable person from the Renaissance who would have most likely been autistic, and it could have been possible too that Leonardo da Vinci, Donatello and Raphael could have been autistic as well. So the reason why I actually say these four notable person is, since I used to be a die-hard fan of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles back in 1990. So obviously, the Turtles are not in the equation to what I'm talking about there. So anyway, this is what it was like being autistic in the Renaissance. You just become innovative in ideas, come up with new ways to contribute to the new ways, since that old dogma was actually really dying out at a time. And at that time though, the printing press wasn't yet invented, so that's why I want to stick to this part in the Renaissance. So like, I just didn't intend to make this a long video. This is talking about what autism would have looked like back in the Renaissance period. We're talking about the 15th century in Italy, and maybe up through to the 16th century. So, this is why I'm just going to finish this. Here we go, dudes. I hope you learned something about autism back in the Renaissance period. I'd like to say, thanks for watching, thanks for listening to Aspie with Attitude, peace and respect, and see you next time. I'm out of here, dudes. Cowabunga. Bye.